The Architectural Guild Awards are designed to recognize alumni and leaders in our discipline for their achievements, their leadership, and their commitment to service. What they're doing today is in sync with the values of our school over 100 years, but it's also fresh. Teddy Cruz is an architect. Fonna Forman is a political theorist. The Citizen Architect Award this year identifies the work that they're doing specifically at the border between the United States and Mexico, and the work that they've done to be able to conceptualize that work across the global South. It's an inspiration for people to really think about the role of the architect in redefining geographic boundary that then takes on political consequences.
The whole political equator story is a way of tying together a series of spaces and political events that might not otherwise be linked together. And so it restructures our understanding of political space.
They work on the border between the United States and Mexico and have built up opportunities in what we call community stations. There are community stations on both sides of the border that they have been working with and in fact developed. A community station is a physical location where a set of activities can take place, primarily dealing with economic and environmental justice issues, water quality, environmental enhancement, and educational issues. Teddy is a unique and unusual architect. He does not just design structures. He designs activities that are connected to the structures. And Fonna emphasizes the political dimensions of the project, how to get the voters to vote, how to get policymakers to be involved and support and perhaps fund the project.
Nobody's work is more inspiring around that issue of the border than Teddy and Fonna's. They're extremely generous, and they are really also models of how a kind of open access Creative Commons is the basis for really good work, especially in the public sphere.
The work that they're doing is challenging the discipline to move in step with where culture is going, where culture needs us, where culture needs architects. Let's go there. Kim Coleman was a professor here for 36 years. Kim was very dedicated to her students, very passionate about students bringing their whole selves. Diversity and inclusion were also very important elements of her life's work.
Kim was the first tenured female faculty in architectural design at USC. My first memory of Kim is her literally holding the door open for me. She had the right personality and she had the right skills to make sure that the door remained open for many women that followed her afterwards. There are not many women that have done as much in our profession as Kim did while raising a family. And Kim somehow never made it seem difficult.
She was breaking down a lot of the kind of barriers that had previously encumbered this profession. She had this kind of construction background, and she was designing her own buildings. She was living in them. I mean, she lived the architect's life.
She and Mark understood that the single-family house was a kind of laboratory for ideas. Those fundamental ideas about light and material. What would be risky for some people, they saw as opportunity.
The Palisades house has an incredible material palette, really kind of creating this sort of open space that was all glass and opened out to the landscape and the incredible view to the bay.
She would see like 3 chess moves out. If you moved this piece here and that piece there, then we could navigate through. She had a lot of foresight. Things that she was doing in 2007 have almost become rote in a lot of architecture programs today.
Kim was very interested in taking students to places where they're getting to see challenges relating to sustainability, to resilience, to politics, land use policies, and things like that.
She asked me to participate in a number of different programs abroad, first in Europe, eventually culminating in the trip to India. Kim created the India program with a couple of USC alumni, Chu-Man Wong and Maria Warner Wong. Kim was very interested in trying to bring together globalization and this sort of simultaneity of all culture everywhere and the incredible ancient history that is India. And how do you build a modern India on top of or within that?
When she built the Barcelona program, it wasn't easy, but she knew that was a city that the students would really, really enjoy.
She was always thinking about the students and how just to make everything that much better for them.
She's just a great example of what an educator can be, what an educator should be. She was inspiring. Up until the time that she left us, she was there for the school for all the things that she cared about over the course of her career as a designer, as an architect, and as an educator.
Jaime Lee is the perfect person to receive this honor. She's the CEO of Jamison Real Estate with 20 million square feet of commercial and residential real estate in the area. But she's also been deeply involved in the revitalization of Los Angeles, and she brings a love of community and a real inspiration for what it can be to everything that she does.
Jaime Lee has always been passionate about linking business leadership and social impact, and that's really shown itself in what she and her family have done with the transformation of Koreatown, respecting what it was, but also refreshing that urban landscape. She understands the value of architecture and the value of placemaking and what that means emotionally.
Her impact on Los Angeles has just been immense. She has an energy level that, I honestly don't know how she does all the things that she does every day. Being a mom with 3 young kids, but then also running a major real estate company and all the civic responsibilities that she has. Jaime's the president of the board of the Harbor Commission, which has oversight responsibility for the Port of Los Angeles.
Jaime Lee is a force of nature. She's the kind of person that when she walks in the room, you just feel this wave of positivity that comes with her. She's thoughtful. When you're in a meeting, I always try to catch Jaime's eye because I can tell that she's really thinking through everything that's being said.
I have the very good fortune of serving on the board of trustees at USC with Jaime and really seeing firsthand how she thinks and how she handles issues. She has earned the respect of everybody on the board.
She's been appointed to several commissions by the mayor of Los Angeles, and so she's well ensconced into the fabric of the LA Southern California community in a way that speaks to her passion for business, but also social impact. She's seen different angles of how social and public policy are playing out.
She serves wherever anyone asks her. She is there, and she is a champion of the diversity that makes this city so special.
There's no substitute in life for hard work, and I don't know anybody that I've ever met that works harder than Jaime. I'm kind of in awe that she can balance all of this.
Grant Kirkpatrick, he's really taken modernism from the case study period, and he's contemporized that into a formula unique to each client, but also makes modern living accessible.
Grant is so creative, and he's such a leader in the industry. His designs are about this feeling of transparency and openness. It's very Southern California, but it really epitomizes lifestyle. At the end of the day, it's quintessential KA design, quintessential Grant Kirkpatrick design.
He's very connected to the environment, and I think his work really captures a symbiotic relationship with the environment. There's something always modern, but there's something rooted in the place and in the history.
The projects that he designs have a California personality to them in terms of how interior and exterior relate to one another, how you can open up houses and be both inside and outside at the same time.
He's come up with strategies about using prefab materials to expedite the design and construction of homes.
He's not only designed beautiful, sublime projects of specialty houses, but he's also created a prefab system, and he has designed a line of furniture, of outdoor furniture, which is spectacular. He looks at a holistic approach to the whole practice of architecture.
He is really rooted in a community around this group called Artworks. And Artworks is about teaching underprivileged children, special needs kids, about how creativity can change their world. He's such a motivational individual.
Grant has truly given back a lot to the School of Architecture, and it trickles down to students and scholarships. He's also been on the Guild board and been the chairman of that board for a number of years.
He's co-chair of our board of counselors, and in that role he supports the school. He's a passionate USC alumni. He's also passionate about the vision of diversity and inclusion, and really understands how having a diverse and inclusive workforce changes the conversations that you have. It changes the kind of emotional intelligence that you create.
He covers so many bases in architecture, beautiful work, gives back to the community, develops new ideas and technologies about how to build things, but it's his optimism that always grabs me. He will make this world a better place.
The USC School of Architecture today is profession-focused and socially engaged. Our twin goals are to educate students to have the academic and design training at the very highest level, but also to aspire to make bold social impact. And I think all these individuals that we're honoring tonight are doing just that. The passion married with competence and intelligence and talent drives innovation and will push policymakers to the boundaries of what's possible in order to do what is needed.